Okay, so we will continue with whatever we left yesterday. So we'll start from the diagram that we left incomplete yesterday. So the diagram was something like this. So this is a prism. Second. Okay, so this is a prism. I don't think you're seeing the screen, right? Screen देख्दैछ छैन नि है? Hello, hello, can you hear me? Anyone? Can anyone speak? Can you hear me? Yes, no, anyone? Anyone, please? Okay. So, so why are you guys so reluctant to talk when I tell someone to speak or something? You'll regret this later. I'm telling you. Like the ability to speak, ability to when you're given chance to speak, you should always come forward to speak. You should not be like me. Okay, I was like you guys. So I had serious problems to speak in front of people. Okay. I still have it, but right now it's under control right now because of this this thing. Lot of things lot of opportunities just came and flew over me. I couldn't take full advantage of it. So when you're told to speak, you have to come forward and speak. You'll regret a lot later. Right now though you might think बोले भने क्या हाँस्छ होला अरू, they might make fun of me. No, let them make fun of you. So they are के भन्छ, they are exams that grade you on your speaking skill rather than your knowledge. Okay, they grade you on how you can present your ideas, how you can bring forth your ideas, how you can convince people about your ideas. So there are very less examinations that test you on core subjects. I'm not talking about India. Okay, so India मा त सबै exam खाली core ability मात्रै हेर्छ. So how much you know about a particular topic or concept or book or subject, whatever it is. I'm talking about anything that is outside India. So everything is not inside India, right? So even the even I consider the best education may not be in India. No offense to anything, but still. So everything everything outside India, like the hotshot nations where good education, so-called good education is provided. So they are more into understanding you, right? They're more about knowing you, how you can be how you can be a part of their academic curriculum and how you can profit from them, right? And how you can be a source of profit for them, not in the monetary sense, not in the paisa wala sense, in the sense how you can be an asset to the university. You हुन्छ नि दुई प्रकारले the university should benefit from you and you should benefit from the university. So there are not lot, most of the things, most of the grading exams, जुन examले grade गर्छ, जुन examले university मा admissions दिन्छ, they are less about knowledge, right? Less about things you should know, the what is a plus b whole square, what is a minus b whole square. They don't care about that. They hardly care about that, right? But the thing they care about more is how you can be an asset of the university and how the university can help you grow, right? So you should not be introverted. You should never be. I was an introvert. I regret it now. You should not. This is the right time to change yourself. If you are an introvert, if you don't like speaking in front of people, if you if you have a sense of stage fright or something, not stage fright, sense of पुरा self consciousness छ कि आफूले मैले बोले भने I'll speak something wrong, or when I speak something people may laugh at me or something like that. So that is totally wrong. No one does. No, they don't have the right to laugh at you if they can't speak by themselves. Okay, so it's not possible. So I would suggest you to start developing that skill. Your skill चाहिँ एकदम डेभलप गर्नुपर्छ. Okay, so stop nodding behind someone else's voice. Okay, when someone says yes, just don't nod yourself, just say yes. Yeah, you should be the first one to say yes. Okay, so you should like curb your introvertiveness, whatever it's called. So you introvert हुनु चाहिँ it's a big loss to you, cause like अरू कसैलाई loss हुँदैन. No one will face a loss like by you being an introvert. You yourself will face like the biggest loss. करियरमा धेरै अपर्च्युनिटिजहरू आउँछ होइन. सो द बेस्ट वे टु ग्राब इज बाई ग्राबिङ इट, राइट? So if you are an introvert, you'll not like if they tell you to speak in front of like 50 people, you'll not. You'll literally not. You'll just run out of the opportunity. You may like purposely sleep for the entire interview. Like if the interview is at 10 a.m., you might sleep and wake up at 1 a.m., right? And you'll not regret it at all at that moment. Like you'll be happy that I did like मैले कसैको अगाडि present गर्नु पर्दैन. I did not embarrass myself in front of a lot of people. So that might be your thing that's going in your head right now. Remove it. Completely remove it. Like I'm telling you, completely remove it. You should stop being an introvert. Okay. So we'll continue with the text. Once again. So yesterday if you are not there in yesterday's class, there's a link to the video like in the thing that'll come up here in a tab that'll come up here, or I'll keep the link in the description as well. So okay, one thing we need to know is what is refraction. So everyone should know what is refraction by now. Okay, so refraction भनेको के हो सबैलाई थाहा हुनुपर्छ. And the other thing that you should know is what happens when a light refracts through a prism. So this light will come out somewhere like this, right? And there is a refraction at this point. This is a straight line, okay? This is a straight line. And coming down like this. So if you produce this line backward, like this, and you produce this line backward as well, you get an angle here. This angle is known as the angle of deviation, right? This is represented by delta. Okay, this is normal. This is the normal of this surface. This is the normal of this surface. Okay, so I name this as I1. I name this as I2. Yeah, I2. Then I name the refracted angle. So this one is R1. This one is R2. This one is delta 1. This one is delta 2. So try to write this all in your notebook. So what is the notation? So I call this I1. I call this I2. So there is no hard and fast rule to call this whatever I wrote. Okay, मैले जे लेखेको छु यही मात्रै लेख्नुपर्छ भन्ने हुँदैन. So you can write it your own way, but you should not confuse yourself. So my way of writing is like this. I write this as I1, I2. This is R1. This is R2. This is delta 1. This is delta 2. Okay. So now let me ask you something. So if this angle is X and this angle is Y, what will be this angle? Now geometry comes. Okay, if you like geometry, you should be knowing this. If you don't like geometry, you have to study this. So if this is a triangle, this is one angle. Yes, X. No, this is X plus Y. So there is a theory in triangles where it states that external angle. So this is an external angle, right? So these are all internal angles of a triangle. So this is an external angle. So external angle of a triangle is equal to the sum of interior opposite angles. So the external angle will be equal to the sum भनेको plus of the interior opposite angles. So interior and the opposite angles are these. This is not the opposite angle, right? This is not the opposite. This is the angle which is with this angle. So according to this theory of geometry, exterior angle is equal to sum of interior opposite angles. So these two are the angles which are opposite to this angle, right? So exterior angle will be equal to X plus Y. So this is a theory you should know. Exterior angle of a triangle is equal to the sum of interior opposite angles. So is this clear? Can you just write it down somewhere? Exterior angle of a triangle is equal to interior opposite angle ko sum. Yes. Anyone? Someone was asking something. So you should know this very clearly. So this is the thing you need to know. Now apply the same thing, the same approach here. Now what do you have here? We have the extended line, this extended line, and there is this another extended line that's coming, right? And this is the ray inside. So this one. So I had said that this is delta. I told you this is delta 1, this is delta 2. Now this is a triangle. Now this is a triangle, and this is the external angle of a triangle. So external angle of a triangle is basically equal to sum of interior opposite angles. So your angle opposite angles are these two angles, not this, right? This is not the opposite angle. So what you can write is, you can write delta as delta 1 plus delta 2, because delta is equal to sum of interior opposite angles. So delta is equal to delta 1 plus delta 2. So is this clear, this part? There's nothing new. You just need to know this relation, that exterior angle is equal to sum of interior opposite angles. So this is only applicable to triangles, okay? You can't apply this to any other shape. Only applicable to triangles. So external angle is equal to sum of interior opposite angles. Okay? Is this clear? Any doubts? You can ask me right now. Okay, no doubt. Nice. Delta भनेको भन, आफै भन त, what is delta? Did you see the yesterday's the video recorded? So if you haven't seen that, it's called angle of deviation. So I've explained this for almost 7 minutes at the end of the video. Okay, just open the video and go towards the end. I've explained what angle of deviation is. So angle of deviation भनेको के हो? I've explained it. So delta is known as angle of deviation. Okay, so it's there in the हिजोको क्लासको भिडियोमा छ, just check it. Okay, so is this statement clear? This statement, if there is any doubt in this statement, you can tell me. You can ask me right now. If there's no doubt, I'll continue. Okay, so no doubt. So I'll continue now. Okay, I'll ask you one more thing from geometry. Okay. Yes, please. Normal. So I don't remember. Kun chapter ma ho ni? I don't remember. Sneha what? Sneha के भने फेरि भन्दा? Oh, heights and distances, that's trigonometry. Oh, the theta भनेर भन्ने हैन. So this is theta. So I'm looking at this particular tower which is like 120 meter high. So I'm looking at straight away angle of elevation भन्ने यो त्यो वाला भनेको. यो त triangle हो, but you are not looking at something, right? You are not looking at some height, some tower. You are not looking at some tower. Obviously it's applicable to all triangles. Yes. Okay, that is also correct. Then what? What is your question? What is your doubt? कुन x हुँदैन यो? नोप. बुझेको भए त मजाले एन्सर भन्दिन, फेरि भन त. Okay, I'm drawing a top to bottom straight line. Okay, now यहाँ मुनि कि बीचमा? Okay, beach, huh? Okay. Yo, yo दुईटा. Which one? 1, 2, 3 or 4? 1, 2, 3 or 4? 1. Okay, 1. 2. Okay, 2. Okay, angle. Yes, yes, it is equal. What is the rule? You know what's it called? Vertically opposite angle भन्छ. कहाँ छ यहाँ चाहिँ त्यस्तो भन त लु. यो डायग्राम हो हैन, कहाँ छ यहाँ vertically opposite angle? Just tell me. Where do you find vertically opposite angle? Vertically opposite को लागि दुईटा लाइन क्रस हुनुपर्छ अनि दे आर अपोजिट हुनुपर्छ टक्कै. सो म त्यही क्वेसन सोध्न आँटेको थिएँ, भर्खर त्यही क्वेसन सोध्न आँटेको थिएँ, द सेकेन्ड टपिक इन जियोमेट्री भनेर. सो द्याट इज द सेम थिङ द्याट आई वान्टेड टु आस्क यु गाइज. सो त्यो पनि अप्लाई हुन्छ अहिले यहाँ. So when two lines are like intersecting at like this angle will be equal to this angle. So if this is A, this will also be A. If this is B, this will also be B. So this is a vertically opposite angle. Okay. यो पनि थाहा हुनुपर्छ. It's very important in geometry, right? So this is known as the vertically opposite angle. Okay. So यहाँ कहाँ हुन्छ भने त्यो. Now we can find this in this diagram here at this point. So what is happening here is there is an incident ray, right? And there is a normal ray here. This incident ray is going straight up like this, and this is getting refracted somewhere here, right? So I just named this as I according to this diagram. I named this as delta 1. I named this as R1. Okay. Now this entire I should be equal to delta 1 plus R1. Is it clear? Is it correct what I said? I1 should be equal to delta 1 plus R1. Is this clear, or should I explain it again? कुन चाहिँ? Which one? Triangle चाहिदैन. We don't need triangle for this. Okay, you want prism? Okay, prism यसरी बनिँदैछ नि. यहाँ छ prism. So this is this part हो, यही part बनाएको मैले. This is the incident ray. This is the normal ray. Right, this is the straight line that the light will take if it was not refracted. This is delta 1, this is R1. Now यो vertically opposite angle भयो किनभने यो एउटा लाइन हो, यो एउटा लाइन हो. So these two angles should be equal, this entire angle. So I1 should be equal to delta 1 plus R1. हो कि हैन? Is this clear? So यस्तो छ हैन. So I draw something like this here. So now we know this A is equal to A, right? Correct or not correct? This entire thing will be equal to this entire thing, right? Forget about this line. I'm just removing this line now. Now what I do is, I just divide this A into two parts. I divide this A into two parts. So what I do now is, I name this angle as B. I name this angle as C. I remove the A. Now can I write A equal to B plus C? It's the same thing, same कुरा apply हुँदैछ. I'm doing the same exact thing. Incident ray is coming. This is the normal. This line is going straight up. This is the refracted ray. This is del 1. This is R1. This is I1. So basically I1 equal to del 1 plus R1. Clear or not? मैले के लेखेँ अन्त? What is this? So the I1, this entire thing is also I1, right? So I1 is basically here delta 1 plus R1. So same thing you can apply to the other side of the prism. So other side of the prism emergent ray निस्किँदैछ यसरी, right? So the ray is emerging. This is normal. This is the normal. Then this is the ray inside the prism. This is the ray that is. So this is, what is this? This is del 2. This is R2, this is I2, right? So I2 equal to del 2 plus R2. So same thing Same thing is applicable to both sides of the prism. So I think these two terms are clear, right? So अघि फर्स्टमा मैले के निकालेँ, delta will be equal to delta 1 plus delta 2. So just substitute the value of delta 1 and delta 2. So if I rearrange for delta 1, I get delta 1 equal to, I take R1 to the other side, I1 minus R1, I1 minus R1. If I rearrange for delta 2, I get delta 2 will be equal to I2 minus R2. So this is the two relation that I get in terms of delta 1 and delta 2. So I put these two values in this equation, I put the value here. So I get delta equal to I1 minus R1 plus I2 minus R2. So I rearrange it again. So I1 plus I2 minus R1 plus R2. So is this statement clear? So angle of deviation in terms of angle of incidence, 2 angle of incidence and 2 angle of refraction. So is this clear, or should I explain? Kun step dekhin should I explain again? This is the simple mathematics, okay? I'm just taking to the left side, I'm bringing from the left side, I'm just putting the minus sign, positive sign. So where should I explain from? Okay. Second, this one. This. Delta equal to delta 1 plus delta 2. This is the first thing we derived. Yeah, you're the delta. First thing derived gareko kya hamile external angle wala. So when I told you about that external angle, I derived this formula, right? So this is actually that same formula. Aru kasale doubts? Someone was speaking something. Come on. Yes. So original path ko ray yo ho, then final refracted ray ko yo path. So this was the delta we considered. Yes, correct. Then any other doubt? This is the delta. Yes, bhai. Tell me. Physics bhai, yo refraction of light. तिमीले हेरेनौ हिजो भिडियो? म्याथ भने मैले हैन ज्योमेट्री त वी आर अप्लाइङ अ लिटल बिट अफ ज्योमेट्री नि यहाँ. ओन्ली 2 थियोरीज क्या हो, त्यो एक्सटर्नल एंगल मैले भने नि फर्स्टको थियोरी. सो द्याट इज द फर्स्ट थियोरी वी अप्लाई, एंड सेकेंड थियोरी वी अप्लाई इज द वर्टिकली अपोजिट वाला. सो ओन्ली दीज 2 थियोरीज वी अप्लाई इन्टु फिजिक्स. ओके, वी आर नट लाइक स्टडिङ म्याथ्स, वी आर जस्ट अप्लाइङ सम कन्सेप्ट अफ मैथमेटिक्स टु फिजिक्स. ओके, so I'll derive that again if you want. So I'll derive it fast, you just try to follow it. Okay, so this is the prism and this is the incident ray, this is the first refracted ray, this is the final refracted ray, this is the original path the ray goes. So this angle is delta, and I'll change the color now. So this is del 1, this is del 2, this is the normal for this is R1, this is R2, this is I1, this is I2. Now the first thing we get is delta will be equal to delta 1 plus delta 2. So this is by external angle property. So external angle of a right angle of a triangle is equal to sum of interior opposite angles. So this is the first theory, first thing we need to apply. Now for the second thing, we get the vertically opposite angle part. So I1 should be equal to, delta 1 plus R1, that is vertically opposite. Also I2 will be equal to delta 2 plus R2, again vertically opposite. Now we rearrange in both the cases for delta 1 and delta 2. So delta 1 equal to I1 minus R1, delta 2 will be equal to I2 minus R2. Now we substitute delta 1 and delta 2 in this equation. So we get delta will be equal to I1 minus R1 plus I2 minus R2. So we rearrange for I1 and I2. So I1 plus I2 gare. Then we take the minus common, R1 plus R2. So this is the angle of deviation. So could you follow? It's very simple. Okay. Copy it, copy it. I'll give you 3 minutes to copy this. Kunja bhai, this one. Then which one? Another side. Which one? This one. I1 equal to delta 1 plus R by you. This R. This is vertically opposite. Vertically opposite. Vertically opposite. So when something is crossing like this angle will be equal to this angle. So a vertically opposite property one in geometry. Okay. Yes. 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 Yeah. Drawing ma is this is delta. This is delta 1, this is delta 2. So this is a triangle here, right? So external angle is delta. Okay, I'll change my cursor. Can you see this red dot? Thulo? Okay, this is the triangle here. So this is the external angle delta. This is the internal angle delta 1. This is the internal angle delta 2. Okay. Done copying? Okay. Yes. I1 minus R1 plus I2 minus R2. Done? So we'll define a new term now called angle of prism. Angle of prism. So this is nothing difficult. So it is just this angle. So this is a prism, front face of a prism. This angle is known as angle of prism. It's denoted by A. Okay. So A is basically, you just can note it down, R1 plus R2. Every time A is R1 plus R2. The first refracted ray angle and the second refracted ray angle. If you add it, you'll get the angle of prism. Every time this is the case. You have to know this. Okay. So if you know this, we know the formula for angle of deviation, that is I1 plus I2, I1 plus I2 minus R1 plus R2, right? R1 plus R2. So now we know what is R1 plus R2? So R1 plus R2 is angle of prism, already stated. So I1 plus I2 minus A. So angle of deviation is basically the angle of two incidences. So angle of I call it angle of incidence, and I call this the angle of emergence. So angle at which the ray emerges out of the prism. So angle of deviation of a prism, of a ray of light entering the prism, is the sum of the angle of incidences minus the angle of prism. So angle of prism is nothing but the addition of the two refracted angles. Okay, this should be very clear. It's very simple as well. Yes. Yes, prism को यो part मात्रै angle of prism. Only this part, this angle is known as angle of prism. Yeah, यसरी बसेको हुन्छ नि त. It'll be like two rectangular sides on this side. It'll be sitting on the base, right? So this is the base. So this angle is always angle of prism. It's very easy to spot the angle of prism. It's very simple. So this is angle of prism. So what did we do today? We did refraction. We completed refraction through a prism. Now, in the tomorrow's class on physics, we'll do factors affecting angle of deviation. This is the last topic in this chapter. So how will angle of deviation depend on various factors? So there are totally 4 factors we need to study.